All right, section 1.4 is over rewriting formulas and equations. So the essential question today is how can I rewrite a formula? You should be able to answer that question with your summary. First, I just want to just go over some formulas that you should know. You might have to know these for some of the problems in the homework, so I wanted to go over these with you. The formula for distance is distance equals rate times time, and the rate would be like your speed. For temperature, Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 times Celsius plus 32. So the F stands for the degrees in Fahrenheit temperature, and the C stands for the degrees in Celsius. Area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So B is the base, H is the height. Area of a rectangle equals length times width. Perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And that's an L, it's not 21, it's 2L plus 2W. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2 added together. So you would add those first and then multiply it in. Um, for circle, the area is equal to pi r squared. R stands for the radius of the circle here. And then circumference of a circle is circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius of the circle. So those are just some formulas that you may need to refer back to later, so you might want to have those in your notes. But this is going to be a pretty quick lesson. For rewriting a formula, it says solve the formula C equals 2 times pi times radius for R. Then find the radius of a circle with a circumference of 44 inches. So let's break that apart because that's really multiple questions. First, it says solve the formula for R. So what that means that they're asking you to do is to get R by itself. So we're going to get R by itself on one side. So let's rewrite this. C equals 2 times pi times radius. So we want to get R by itself. So if we want to get R by itself, what do we need to cancel out in the equation? We need to cancel out 2 and we need to cancel out pi. Since these are all multiplied together, how would you cancel those out? By dividing. So we're going to divide by 2 pi. You can do those both at the same time. So then we get R equals C divided by 2 pi. And so that would be the answer. Now, the question asked originally, it said, find the radius of a circle with a circumference of 44 inches. So we know that the circumference is 44 inches. Well, C is what stands for the circumference. So we're going to plug 44 in for C, and then we're going to solve it using the previous that we came up with. So we knew that R equals C divided by 2 pi. So now if I plug in 44 for C, I can solve it. So R equals 44 divided by 2 pi. Well, what's 44 divided by 2? 22. So we get 22 over pi. Pi has to stay on the bottom because it's there already. So 22 divided by pi would be our answer. Now, if you wanted to get the exact answer, you could take 22 divided by, and you could use either 3.14 or you can use the pi button on your calculator, which is more accurate. So I would recommend doing that. So that comes out to be about 7 inches for the radius. And you always want to label your answer. So if we go back up here, since it had it in inches, we need to make sure we label our answer in inches. So it should be about 7 inches for the answer. All right, let's try another practice problem. So it says solve the formula P equals 2L plus 2W for W. Now remember, if you go back to the last page, that's the formula for perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, then it says, then find the width of a rectangle with a length of 12 meters and a perimeter of 41 meters. So again, that's like two separate problems. So let's do the first part. So we're trying to get W by itself. So we have P equals 2L plus 2W. And we're trying to get W by itself. So I need to get rid of the 2L, and I need to get rid of the 2 in order to have W by itself. So since the 2 and the L are attached, you cannot break them apart unless if you like divide everything by 2 to get rid of the 2. So that wouldn't work. So what I would like to do is I'm going to just keep it together and I'm going to subtract 2L from both sides. So I have P minus 2L equals 2W, because those canceled out. So now I want to get W by itself, so I need to divide by 2. So then I get W equals, and then I have P minus 2L over 2. So that's my answer. That's my equation that I came up with for W. And then it says find the width of a rectangle with a length of 12 meters and a perimeter of 41. So I'm just going to plug in those values. So the length is 12. So I'm going to plug that in for L. So I have W equals, and then I need to know P. So P, perimeter, is 41. So I have 41 minus 2 times 12 divided by 2. So if I work this out, then 2 times 12 would be 24. So I would take 41 minus 24, which is 17, and then divide that by 2, which is 8.5. So this comes out to be about 8.5 meters for the width of this rectangle. All right, so that is how you solve a formula or an equation for one type of variable. You follow the same steps that you normally would. You just keep the letters and everything the same.